in the forum, the number of people who watch the Dick Show is so low that we don't have people hate watching anymore. We have nobody who actually watches the Dick Show and clips it. Nobody, and especially not the biggest problem in the universe where it's Dick and Vito. Like, nobody can even stand listening to it just so they can try to find something funny, because the number of times where something funny happens and like it's worth sharing as it's like funny bad almost never happens. It's like with the Maddox podcast that he tried to create called like the greatest debate in the universe or some shit. It didn't have any meat to it whatsoever. It was like fake LA comedian, like ha 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 ha, yuck, 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 like absolutely everything all the time without pause or hesitation. So when PPP started playing this clip, I don't know who the fuck he got it from. I don't know who was listening to the Dick Show and clipping shit like this, but it was it was close to like an actual fight between Dick and Vito, and it was really, really funny. It's 14 minutes long, and I'm going to play the entire thing because the tension is so strong. You could literally, you could figuratively cut it with a knife because it is, it's funny because you can tell they actually want to slit each other's throats throughout this video, and they have to pretend like that they're both in on the joke and they're both laughing because it's funny, like circumstantially, and not they're laughing to cover the fact that they are like 30 seconds from taking out a knife and gutting each other. So here we have the biggest problem in the universe, episode 106, I want to say. There are like 8 people in this room, and because Dick Masterson, aka Dexter, aka Juju the Cow, lives in a Hollywood Barbie doll mansion. These 6 people cannot fit into his studio. They basically have to sit on each other's laps. There is one guy, I think it's this guy, the one who is white. Yeah, that works. The one who is white is called Tom from Hack the Movies ? And he's somebody who is actually experienced in Hollywood, and he knows things about pitches and production crews and shit like this. So I've set this. Andy Signor is the white man in this. And I'll just let the clip speak for itself because it's long enough as it is.
Anyway, what's your problem?
My problem? Well, I had a couple different ones. I don't know.
You gotta fucking pick one, don't you?
I know I gotta
your
pick
show?
one.
Damn,
how does he not know
he's
the rules to his own
unprepared.
show?
He gets carried away, yelling at me, not running the stream.
Well, because next week is the live show, and I want to
stuff.
save my good problem.
This fucking guy.
Oh, so you're not actually giving us your best problems? Okay, motherfucker.
Yeah, so then pick the bad one.
So we're not
let's hear the bad one.
Yeah, hear the
We're
bad
not
one.
worth
That's what he's
it.
gonna do. He's pretending he's thinking about it.
In a
He wanted to
recent
offend us before
survey
he-
of more than 1,000 motorists, 14% reported having an accident or near miss
Is this a Family Feud setup?
because they were distracted by a backseat driver.
This is the bad one.
My problem is backseat
Why would you not give them the good problem?
Because we're going to go through it quick. We still got to do Lewis's problem and Steph's
Why would you not give the best problem though? Why are you
he's
giving
saving it for
this?
the live
Saving
show.
that one for the live
At least
show.
acknowledged it.
You're
I
obsessed
showed.
with like live show. There's gonna be 50 people at the fucking live show. It's
We're
gonna be chaos.
broadcast it.
First we brought you
traveled
Portos and you're not paying for the
24
ticket?
hours.
It's
Seriously.
unbelievable. It's
Motherfucker.
unfucking believable with this guy.
Can we go on to
Look,
my problem?
it's not a bad problem.
Who cares about
Hold on.
Vito's problem?
Backseat
Yeah,
driving.
Just overrule
Care
it.
about
Has that ever happened on the show?
Everybody hates backseat drivers. It's
Do
still
we have like a
good
button where we can just
problem.
say no?
So this is like the main issue with his podcast. Like literally I remember there was if someone has this clip, please find it. There's a thing where I remember Dick was on like the Ralph Retort or some other show, and I remember very vividly him saying the words, "It's important when you do a comedy podcast not to laugh at everything. Don't laugh at your own jokes." He said something very similar to that. And that was like one of his diehard rules. Don't laugh at your own jokes. The jokes should be funny. You don't need constant laughter to tell people that your joke is funny. You don't. If it's a funny joke, you don't need to do that. And that is like the defining feature of his fucking shows, both of them, is that there is this constant force yuck, 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 at everything. And the more people on the fucking show, the more fake laughter there is. Like, you have 6 people in this room. One of them is Sean, who is like quiet all the time unless he's spoken to. But everybody else will laugh at constantly everything, except this woman down here. This woman is Scottish. She is treated like shit the entire podcast. And you can really tell at certain times that she does not want to be in this room, stuck, like literally sitting in Vito's lap at any point in time.
I hate you guys. 51%.
I think you pussed out on your problem. I think you pussed out.
Do you want to do it?
You told me what it was and you pussed out. That's what I think.
All right, let's do it. Fine.
See? I was right.
Fuck you. My problem is when you do a project and you personally do all the work and the other person, just kind of half-asses it.
Is he talking about you?
What would that problem be called? The problem would be
Group projects.
Well, you call it dick.
Group projects.
Yeah.
Perfect
Group
idea.
projects with dick.
Not necessarily with dick, but let's say, that there's a very important project. Maybe it's for a class.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
This
a
is his good
business
problem. This is a good one.
presentation.
I'm gonna give you a resentment meter. You tell me, hold up your hand for a resentment meter, and when you sense more resentment, go to the more, and when you sense less resentment, go to the less.
Okay, aside, can somebody who is an audio expert, like with really autistic ears, because I have really autistic ears, but I don't know audio stuff expertly. What is the deal with Dick's microphone? Is it just that they're in a really closed space and he has multiple mics? Because I swear it feels like there's like a brief delay and you hear him twice. I don't know. It just feels like his mic is fucked with in such a way where he has like this elevated presence and it's extremely difficult to describe. But if you know what the fuck is happening and what I'm talking about, let me know.
A lot riding on this project. If the project is good, you're going to pass the class. You're going to get the big, business presentation. You're going to get a raise, whatever else. You really got to give it your all. So you're there giving it your all.
He's yelling so much it's picking up on other mics. That's what I thought. And I remember when he yelled at Maddox, because Maddox was losing his voice at some point, and he told Maddox, "Stop yelling. Adjust your gain so that you're not speaking so loud. You shouldn't be hurting your throat to do your podcast." And I swear that he's just yelling so loud that all the other microphones in the room are picking it up, and there's like a brief delay.
And then let's imagine there's another kid named like Sanchez or I don't know, something like that.
Masterson.
And he's just
just call him. Just say it's me. I know this problem's about me.
Jorge, and he's just dicking around, twiddling his thumbs, and you're calling him up and you're going, "Hey man, I had some
Calling him up obsessively every day. Every day.
Calling him up,
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. When we're in the pitch, should I say this? Should I say this? Should I hold 2 glasses? Is it normal to hold 2 glasses? This is normal to hold 2 glasses.
Wait, it's because he cups his microphone when he's up close? Okay, I'm going to try it. Does this do it? Do I have that echo thing that he does? Oh my God, I can't believe Vito would say that. That's ridiculous. Oh my God, how about you, Sanchez? What kind of name is that? Does that work? Is that the effect? Let me know.
Are they going to sue us? Are they going to sue us? I don't know. What should I say?
Problem.
Lawsuit insurance. Where do I get it?
That's a different related thing. I'm just saying the big exciting opportunity. And I'm there, and I'm like, well, let's, really give it our all.
And I'm there.
And I'm calling.
And Dick's what? What's Dick doing?
Just
I'm calling
half-assing it. Whose manager set up those meetings?
Well, your manager.
Oh, okay.
I think he's kind of both of our manager
You're
at this
wrong.
point. I'm good friends with that.
It gets better. Okay, yes, this is like insufferable LA podcast bro shit. Wait for it. The resentment is building. There's another 10 minutes left to this, and there's a reason for that.
That guy as well.
We're not friends.
First off, we are not friends. Awesome. Love it.
Randy is, am I allowed to say?
Let's be clear that the guys Vito has known him for several years at this point. We are not friends.
Regardless, we get him.
Are you?
I don't know. Let's just say that there was a big, exciting
I can't believe this is happening.
Hollywood pitch meeting. Where,
This is why the show's not. You know what? This show might not make it to 108.
Well,
Go ahead.
the reason it might not make it to 108 is because one guy is putting in the work.
Again, me again.
One guy is putting in the work.
He's like, I didn't even notice. I've watched this, I've listened to this while doing other shit. I'm watching it now in real time. He continually, while he interrupts Vito, looks to the other people in the room for validation. Like, yeah, surely I'm the star of the show and Vito doesn't do anything right, guys. Looking around the room at other people. That's crazy. That's so insecure. That's great.
And creating the document and really making sure the idea is good.
Obsessively rewriting a document that's totally fine.
It's like a comic
And
book that should
adding-
be out already.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, when's that comic book coming out?
Oh, is that
coming
what
out
we're
very
talking
soon.
about?
Point is,
Comic book once a month. No. Once
10
every
years.
18 months. Once every 18 months.
No,
This is
no. All I'm saying is,
That's a great point, by the way. I can't wait for Vito's comic. That will be 100%. I will get my hands on Vito's comic, and I will do a gumroad on that. I promise you.
a dodecacentennial comic book.
we go into the meeting, we go into the big project meeting, and I go, look, I got all my ducks in a row. Everything's great.
That's what they
And
love at
Dick
studios.
is
Just
there
ducks in a
also.
row.
You know, Dick is also there.
I can't fucking believe you're saying this.
Occasionally says
He's like genuinely upset that his talent is not being respected here. That you can tell it's getting to him. It's great. It's awesome.
Something.
You know what? Okay. You want to talk about it? Okay, so
Now he's pissed.
we're pitching a
Brings
fucking
up,
show.
like-
so we're pitching
yeah.
a fucking TV show.
This is real, by the way,
This is
guys.
real, by the way. So
I
the
knew
first
we-
thing I fucking say.
Listen. Okay, I'm gonna back that up just a little bit. So now he breaks it because they were being coy about it before. Now that he's actually laid it on the table, Dick is trying to pitch this shit you're listening to as a fucking television show to Hollywood producers, and this shame would go completely unbeknownst to the entire world if Vito did not piss him off enough by decrying his talents in this room in front of a woman, nonetheless. So he has to clarify and explain the situation because he now wants to make Vito look as shitty as possible, even if that means showing his own ass a little bit. It's great.
A fucking TV show.
This is real, by the way,
This
guys.
is real, by the way.
I
The
knew
first
we-
thing I fucking say, the woman jumps on. Hey, how you doing? I say, let me ask you something. Are those anime figurines that Vito has behind him? Would you say those are appropriate for a business meeting? She busts out laughing. I say, pitch over.
I feel like it
pitch
was-
is over.
So Vito, they apparently went to a teleconference with like a Hollywood executive to pitch the show. They got their foot in the door and they have a Zoom meeting. And Vito was sitting there and he's got fucking anime titty things, like anime titty vinyls behind him. And Dick is like, what the fuck is this? And he immediately makes a joke about it because it's so awkward that if he didn't address it, it would obviously not fly.
Pitch is over. That's the best you could possibly
I
fucking
feel like it
do.
was inappropriate to bring up my anime figurines on the call.
She's
Okay.
dying. She's dying
set-
laughing. She's dying
hilarious.
fucking laughing.
This is
He got lucky, you know? It
She
could have
doesn't
been
look
the wrong
happy because she just realized the lap she's sitting on belongs to a guy who owns anime vinyls.
person. And they would have
lucky.
thought it was unprofessional. Okay, we did not discuss during the pitch that we were going to start razzing Vito and
See,
you know,
I had a feeling that this was like fake drama because what else do they have to talk about except for Eric July and shit? But look at his face. Look at his face. Dick is incapable of acting. If he was good at acting, he wouldn't be doing this fucking show. He would actually be successful in LA. He can't act. This is not an act. This is him actually being offended that this fat pedophile who should count himself lucky to even be sitting in this room with a woman on his lap, all thanks to Dick Masterson, is not being grateful for what he's being given. He is actually in complete disbelief that Vito has a fucking thing to say to him that isn't positive.
bullying the co-host, you know, and when I've done all the work to really set this thing up and make sure it works and I actually understand the premise of the show and I'm not just sitting around
She doesn't
getting
give a fuck about the premise.
the premise is very important. The premise is very
No, she
important.
goes, I had this hilarious meeting. This guy had sexy anime figures, and the guy was busting his balls. It's fucking great. We got to sign that show.
pitch. The whole pitch was you shitting on me.
Best part
That's
coming up.
not the show. Okay, the show is supposed to be a back and forth.
Sounds like
It's
you
not,
guys have a different
hey,
view of the
I'm
show.
Dick.
Instant replay.
Guy had sexy anime figures, and the guy was busting his balls. It's fucking great. We got to
That was
sign
the
that
whole
show.
pitch. The whole pitch was you shitting on me. That's not the show.
Look at Dick's face after he says that's not the show.
Okay, the show is supposed to be a back and forth.
Sounds like
It's
you
not,
guys have a different
hey,
view of the
I'm
show.
Dick.
And then Annie's ignore has to tell him, no, actually the show is that he's making fun of you. You're the joke. You sit in that chair because you're a fat, disgusting pedophile and you exist to heap scorn and ridicule on. And he doesn't get it. Vito actually thinks that he's in a partnership as an equal with Dax. And he literally, even now, he doesn't know that he is the joke and he is disposable. Incredible, chat. Simply Incredible.
I'm fun and I'm whatever. And here's my fat anime loving
he's not
retard
supposed to say.
co-host.
He's not supposed to say. He's supposed to say my real name on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because it's like fucking nobody wants to look up Dick Mash and see what he's up to. So every other time he calls me out, it's real name Dick, real name Dick. I'm like, man, just fucking pick what you can't fucking call.
Also funny. Dick is afraid of being called Dick Masterson in front of people who are important to him because he doesn't want them to look up the cutie shit on the internet. That's awesome. By the way, Dick actually makes a really funny joke here. His complaint is that Vito can't keep his name straight in the face of the producers when they're talking to Hollywood to get their pitch out. And Vito complains about it, and his snapback is actually hilarious.
I mean, by my real name, just fucking use Dick all the time because it seems fucking psychotic to switch back and
sorry.
forth.
Most people don't have two names, all right, that I have to fucking balance depending on the scenario.
No, they don't, Christopher. Fuck you.
At the beginning of this show, because I listened through it to try and find this clip that was being played, they were both complaining that Vito got doxxed. And he has like an arrest record. I think he's a felon. I'm not sure if he's a felon, but he has an arrest record. And he was like accused by someone who knew him in like high school of being like a gross, creepy, weirdo sex pest. And that's being compiled into a forum thread now. And they were complaining about that. Like, that Josh, he runs the way Noel runs Kiwi Farms now. It's going downhill. It's going downhill. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. It's a really bad thing. I can't believe he's doing that. And they think that they got you, man. It's like, that's really bad. So Dick knows that he's being actively doxxed. And so when Vito says it's hard to keep track of two names and he's already pissed off, he just throws out the fact, oh yeah, by the way, your real name's Christopher and the Kiwi Farms has it right. Just like immediately confirms that just as a fuck you. And all Vito can say is fuck you because it's actually a great clapback, but
Point is, sometimes you go into a project and you really take it seriously, and there's another guy who's there also.
You did more work.
I think your
treatment is fucking the way you rewrote everything,
is fantastic.
including what Randy already wrote, is fucking insane.
I just made it better.
You know what? Send me the. Okay. You're here. You're Hollywood.
okay. So this is phase 2. Dick has announced that they had a pitch. They had it professionally written. They published it, but before they pitched it out to executives, Vito touched it up, and he's saying, "I actually did write a lot to this. I added a lot to this pitch. I'm very proud of it. I think that my writing benefited the work." And now Dick is like properly fuck you. So he's gonna. This is
guy,
Sure.
right? Send me the fucking thing.
Okay.
Send me the thing. I want you to see the picture.
Do you want it right now?
Yeah, send it to me right
Can
now.
I look at it on? Yeah.
I want you to see the half-page picture
I'll
that
be
Vito
honest.
wanted
Yeah,
us.
by the way, look at all the guest face. The only person who has anything to add to this personal conflict between them is Andy, because he knows about Hollywood. He can chime in. The black guy with the Alienware hat, not a fucking thing to say. I mean, maybe it might be Mexican. I don't know what he is. And then this woman, look at this woman's face. This is the face of a woman who wishes she could fucking snap out of this room, just like teleport to any place else on Earth. You snap your fingers, you teleport to any random GPS on the planet. She would do it. She would take that opportunity to escape this sex dungeon that she's found herself in, surrounded by all these fat, greasy retards yelling at each other about nothing.
To lead the treatment with. Half the fucking page, okay? Mine had no pictures in it. It was just a normal writing document where you use your imagination to see what the show is about.
The hosts of the show, they should know what we look like.
I mean,
That face said everything,
yeah,
Andy.
I mean, aren't who? Sorry, I need to
Andy
know the
agrees with me.
context.
Thank you.
I
I'm
need to know the
gonna
context.
email it to him so he can put it up, right?
You're gonna
Okay,
show it to
yeah, let
everybody?
everybody see it.
You're gonna show everybody?
Sure.
Yeah, it's just a picture. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the pitch doc.
To Dick.
And for those that aren't confused, they really did do this.
Yeah,
I love that. And then he confirms, because again, there's a little bit of a doubt. This is like way too funny to be on Dick's show. Is this like a bit that they're doing? And he's like, no, actually they are trying to sell this to fucking television.
pitched a TV show and Dick was there.
You should actually really be saying his real name there, but okay.
I honestly wish that we had it recorded so we could see when the laughs
You
came.
didn't record it? You should have
No.
had this on your notes memo. You know?
Oh yeah, if you don't know, when you do a Hollywood screenplays and pitches are usually done in a very specific autistic, like kind of like a legal document. There's like an accepted format for a legal document, and they generally don't include pictures. screenplays and pitches are generally the same, where they have a very strict format that's accepted, and you're not supposed to artistically improve on it with photos and special shit like that. So the fact that he tried to break the pitch at all is unprofessional, because I'm sure a lot of guys trying to pitch shit will try to throw in pictures, and it'll be like a immediate giveaway that this person lacks confidence in their writing, and it would be thrown out by anybody. I think Dick actually pulled this picture up, and when they show it on screen, it's great.
Voice memo.
You got laughs for your little. Also, he's fat. Like, yeah, we know. I got laughs on the
Did
pitch.
you really do the also he's fat?
Yeah, like basically.
No, I never say. I would never do that.
But like the whole idea was like,
I don't believe you.
Look at his anime figures. Look at this moron.
Why do you have sexy anime figures on a fucking business
Whatever.
call?
Anyway, that's a great.
You think that'd be better than her seeing it on her own? And then I said, he said you weren't going to notice, but I said she's definitely going to notice, so I better call it out for. Like, it's a whole fucking.
It was
he
a good
thinks
bit.
it's accidental.
That was a good bit. You're being harsh on Dick. That was a good bit.
Look, it's great that she laughed.
Okay, before this is the.
If she doesn't laugh at that, she's gonna laugh at dude. That's what you two are.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that picture.
This was the
Is that
picture you
supposed
wanted
to
to
be
put.
funny?
No, it's just like illustrating what the show would
Why do we need to see that picture?
look like.
It looks like a fucking construction show,
Yeah,
bro.
what the fuck is
Why
the
would this
show?
be the top? How are they going to print this out?
In black and white.
Why would they print out a
I
fucking
don't even know if
picture
they're.
of
Why
us?
would they even print it out? They could probably just send the PDF
That's
around.
a terrible photo. I mean,
whatever.
What
it's
is
fine.
going? What am I looking at?
I know. I'm so confused by it.
Okay, well, we didn't have.
Check it. If you're only listening, number one, I apologize. Number two, let me describe this. You have it's a stock photo of two guys. They are back to back. One of them is fat. One of them is not. It's kind of like a stock photo of like two greasy Italian men in like plumbing overalls, and they're holding power tools. Vito has photoshopped his face and Dick's face onto the stock photo of the two plumbing guys and slapped the logo of the biggest problem in the universe. There are multiple explanations to what the fuck this is. If you look at this, you have literally no clue of what the biggest problem in the universe is, based on this image. And this is what he wanted people to see front and center when he sent them their pitch, is the worst fucking image that you've ever seen ever. So Dick, I think that the explanation is that Dick pulled this out before he sent it because it's hideous. But he didn't undo the rest of Vito's changes, which he's very proud of, and is telling Dick that he didn't do enough work on the project, because Vito's contributions to the project were shit like this, where it obviously is fucking atrocious.
Use that picture specifically,
But that was the picture you just said.
That was what you sent. I sent Randy a treatment that was all text. It was fucking tight and perfect.
And then I fixed it because it was not tight.
And then
or
you, for
perfect.
some reason, spent hours retyping it
to make it good. Because it was bad.
Okay, this requires explanation too. Dick is going to get actually offended here, because if you don't know, his entire career is contingent on the fact that when a long time ago he wrote a book called Men Are Better Than Women, and because it was in the 2000s, it hit a chord in pop culture. It offended the right people, and it got him on Dr. Phil, where he was able to do a little bit of a stunt with Dr. Phil. And that is the foundation of his entire career, is his writing. And this fat, schlubby pedophile is telling him to his fucking face that he doesn't know how to write. And he is about to get actually mad.
Because
I can't write.
Is this a
right?
home
Is that what you're
improvement
saying?
You can write.
But I didn't write then, or you're
not
just better?
as good a writer as me.
Oh, okay.
And that's fine.
I can't wait till your comic comes out. I'm going to tell everybody exactly what's fucking wrong with it for 70 grand.
I hope you review my comic. Because you know what? You're going to read it and you go, oh, man, this guy really understands story structure.
What the fuck show is this?
It's the biggest problem in the universe
It
TV
looks
show.
like a Cheech and Chong sequel. It
Looks like
does.
Tool
Do
Time.
you want people, Andy, you're in Hollywood. Do you want people making fun of your treatment?
No, this looks like I don't know what
So
this
I
is.
took the picture out. I'm not even arguing for the picture. I just said, look, I made like a little thing. Is it good?
Why
you
is
said no.
Dick's
no.
head so small?
Well, because I had to find a picture of two guys who kind of look like us. Because how many pictures are there of a fat guy?
Why did you want to do that? Why?
To illustrate the
What?
concept of the show.
Are we allowed to know the concept?
Well, part of the concept is that
Bits.
we're like
Bits,
yeah,
sketches.
but like
Sorry, let's take a second to look at that woman's face. This is a look at that woman's face break for the video.
the
hidden
blue
camera.
collar aspect.
Nathan, for you, it's just bits and it's comedy. It's a fucking comedy
Vito, I
show,
love
like the
Vito.
Man Show.
Do you know when I look at that picture?
Shut up about the fucking
I think-
picture. The picture's not important
But
about.
you put it above the fold, bro. This is the entire pitch. You did that.
You know,
We've
you know,
never sent this picture to anyone.
Because I said
was an
fucking don't
idea.
do
Look at her trying to look at her face of exasperation as she tries to get a word in edgewise, and this fest of retards, and they just keep.
Okay, and I collaborate with my collaborators.
No, you don't.
As
You
opposed to
just
you,
push
where I
everything
go,
fucking
hey,
through.
that idea is dog shit. Why don't we come up with a good premise? And you go, nah, I think it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Let it go.
Isn't that good when a pitch is fine?
you know,
It's the
like,
best pitch.
You know, like when I look at that picture,
Yeah.
if I didn't actually know you guys, I'd think that it was like some kind of DIY show.
Yeah.
Like
is
the
fine.
biggest problem in the universe
I
is
get
that
it.
like
We're
my
gonna show up to
my
houses,
living
fix
room
their
is
houses.
fucked. So these two jokers are gonna come and fix my shit. I don't know. It just looks like a DIY show to me.
Or a 1990s Mario Brother movie.
Thank you, Mexican man. That's the first time he's spoken in the last 10 minutes. Literally the first time he's spoken.
With the overalls, right?
It's a prequel.
I think the picture is fun. I think it's fun. I think
But you would put this on a legit
don't
treatment,
have
and then
to.
you said Tony from Hack the Movies put pictures in his.
Tony
and
from
I said,
Hack the
how many
Movies did have
fucking
pictures in
shows has he
his."
sold? 0.
How many shows did you sell?
2.
Yeah? How many of them made it to production?
Okay, big show.
Dick, the beginning of the end is there. Okay, you wanna fuck with my treatment? Fine. You wanna fuck with my pitch? Fine. You're a fat retard. I can understand that. You're gonna insult my writing? That's not fine. You're gonna make fun of the fact that I've been in Hollywood for 35 fucking years, my entire life, and I've sold zero of your productions that made it, or 0 of your scripts that made it into production. You're gonna point out the fact that I'm a Hollywood failure, a walking zombie like all the other Hollywood failures. That's not fine, Vito.
Both of them, but both of
Okay.
them did not get series pickups.
Dude, he had that in him for a long time, let me tell you.
He's been holding on to this.
Put a
Exactly.
lot of work in with Maddox's big song.
You know what? Maddox didn't turn into an asshole until after we sold the show.
All right, look.
Yeah,
I'm
get the timeline
I'm
right,
not
okay?
being an asshole. I'm just saying.
You said you did all the work on the
Well,
group project.
not all
This
the
is the work. Yeah, you get all the
There's
credit
other
for
stuff.
that.
That's
think-
not
I
the
think
only
he's
part of
moved
the
away
pitch.
for a hot
There's
dog.
other parts of the
Photoshop.
pitch.
What other work did he do?
There's a whole bunch of
is
shit.
the
There's a
work?
bunch of writing. Not that's an old document.
This was a part of your
This
work
was part of my
complaint,
work
was your
process.
Photoshop work on this.
Did a little Photoshop.
The rest of the work, though, is amazing.
What the fuck? That's not a problem, Vito.
And I came to Dick and I said, "Hey, I got a concept for the show. So it's basically like my idea, but I wanted to bring him along. I thought he would contribute. He did a little bit of help, but ultimately, sometimes you got to take the wheel and drive, and that's what I had to do here. And we'll
Actually,
see.
you know what? I almost didn't say anything and say, I let that picture on.
Leave it
I
on.
think it's funny. Go for
It
it.
is kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Have any of you?
So for everybody listening, the Biggest Problem TV show is off to a fantastic start.
we should put both. We should put the treatments side by side.
I'd be happy to put the treatment side by side because everyone's going to say mine is better.
Look at that face. That's like after 13 minutes of being barraged by constant noise. Vito says, "My writing is better than yours," and there are 2 glorious seconds of absolute silence in that room. You really appreciate the silence when it's not there for so long, chat. Really start to appreciate it. All right, I will end it there. You have been excused. Excellent, wonderful. I can't wait to see how this concludes. I'm sure it will end amicably. There will be no hurt feelings, and nobody will be eating shit. Nobody will be blowing their brains up at the end of this. Now, this is what I was talking about with him, like crying about the forum. This is him exercising his demons, his true thoughts about the Kiwi Farms and how terrible things have gone under my direction, my failure to lead my community. Let's listen.
Okay.
And then Noel was speculating on how we would pay for our lawyers and how Dick was going to fuck me over and all this other shit. And I'm like,
Something's
based-
wrong with Null. Like he even
He's lost his
retells
mind.
stories and he doesn't have any of the facts correct.
dude, he's like, just
he used to be really sharp and on top of and like just like say facts that he was, but now he just
thinks everything is a reference to him and things he's doing, which is like actually schizophrenic. Where he's like, "Oh, Eric July made the promo code pull up. That's a reference to the time I told Nick Rekieta to pull up on me," and it's like, no, it's not.
No, it's a black reference.
You're fucking crazy.
You're nuts. You got to let that site. He's got to let that site go. Kiwi Farms is done.
He needs to get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, step one. It's true, I did say that. I said Eric July. But I did not say that definitively. I said that's weird that the code is pull up because that's like a Nick Rekieta joke that I made. Is that like a reference to that? And no, it wasn't. And chat corrected me, and they said, I believe I corrected myself on air. I said that it was a reference to him telling Dick to pull up. This is actually, I even talked about this. I said that he told Dick to pull up. And then Dick said something like, pull up. You have to explain what that means because I don't speak Ebonics. Like, I think I clarified the whole thing on stream. But out of all the things I say about him, getting fucked in the ass, being a fucking loser, fucking with a black guy for literally no reason other than the fact that he's jealous of, like, I guess that this guy is making money and he isn't. Like, I'll get into that in a second. But out of all the things I said, to recap on, the fact that I thought the promo code was a Nick Rekieta thing and not a Dick Masterson thing, I guess that offended his ego, that I thought it was about me and not him. And he's like, oh, he's schizophrenic now. Okay, buddy.
He needs to stop seeking out father figures and become the strong male figure which he so desires in his own life. He needs to become that strong man. But
I don't know, man.
He just keeps desperately latching onto fake father figures, and then they have some minor thing where it's like, yeah, my co-host fucks women, and he's like, oh, my dad! And you're like, no, dude, calm the fuck down. Jesus Christ.
Number one, that's retarded. Number two, the minor thing that I got upset with Dick for was that he was like in bed with a pedophile who says that he likes the idea of little girls getting fucked, and his co-host told me to fuck off. That was my issue with him. My issue with Rekieta is that he's like a shit spigot alcoholic who doesn't make any sense anymore and constantly picks fight for no fucking reason. And then gets up, like, constantly makes a fool of himself. And then I have to eat shit for it because I'm associated with him. And he's just like a constant embarrassment. I am Satan. I am the walking embodiment of digital Satan on this fucking earth. I am accused of murder. People call me a pedophile. And me being next to Rekieta gives me secondhand embarrassment. That is the issue. It's not that I'm upset that E-Daddy is going out and getting his asshole filled by black men in Jamaica. It's that you're causing me secondhand embarrassment by knowing you. That's the problem.
Also,
or you're defending pedophiles again.
Made that big deal about making like a thread on you.
Yeah.
And then they found that you got arrested for trying to run over a cop, which is like awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then
he was also accused of sexual misconduct, but he very selective about what he talks about.
You like go by your middle name.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you guys you look like
And then they weirdly post,
very weak.
Dude, it's so weird because then they post, we've completely destroyed him. And I'm like, wait, how? What do you mean?
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah. You found my arrest record from 3 years ago, which I already talked. Then they're like, he's been hiding this for so long. He must be devastated. And then one of them goes, I found when he posted about it on Patreon 3 years ago. Literally 3 years ago on Patreon, he told his supporters what happened. So never mind. I guess he wasn't hiding it at all.
Those guys were fun when they like cataloged like things that
were actually retarded.
Insane people were doing.
He was perfectly okay with everything about the Kiwi Farms for years. He helped bankroll it for years when it was Maddox. When it was Maddox and when it was Asterios Kokonos and when it was other people that he didn't like and people are making fun of them, it was okay. But the second that fucking leaks come out from that woman and we have emails of his girlfriend and this third woman talking about how he likes to get fucked in the ass and dressed as a cow and how she's resentful for him wasting her entire life. And people start calling him Juju the cow and he gets upset about this. It's mismanaged. And the site takes itself too seriously. We get facts wrong. It's like, no, buddy, this is exactly what happened with Maddox. This is exactly what you did with Maddox and Eric July and continue to do and have done for years and years. Almost like how long ago was the lawsuit? Like 8 years ago? It's been a while. You just don't like it when it's you. That's the difference. I don't know if he doesn't get that or if he has to like psychologically cope about that, because I don't know how he doesn't get it.
They're funny, but when they started going after like e-celebrities,
Okay, that's the thing. That was the thing on the forum itself. How do you delineate between a true lolcow and just an e-celebrity? How do you delineate between just regular drama and like lolcow drama? You don't. That's the conclusion that I came up to. If someone has drama and people want to talk about it, they have a space for it on the forum. And he's trying to delineate, like say, no, Maddox, no, that's not internet drama. That's a lolcow. Me and Vito, nah, buddy, we're actually e-celebs. We're real e-celebs, and we deserve better than what you're doing to us, actually.
yeah,
They're going through my high school blog and being like, "This is really cringe," and I'm like, "Yeah, I wrote it in high school." No shit, you dumb motherfuckers. Like you can read it. Like I think it's funny. I'm like, yeah, that is stupid.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
like, well,
Weren't they like, oh my god, he's talking about lolly, and it's just you saying, ew, it's gross.
Yeah, I'm like, a bunch of posts where I'm like, hey, look at what Japanese people are into. They're fucking weird. And I'm like, see, he likes Wally.
Oh yeah, that's that.
What? That's me specifically saying I think Wally's fucked up. What are you talking about?
We got him.
Yeah, they really
It
nailed
wasn't
me to the wall.
Lolicon though. He was posting like Shotacon on his blog or some shit. I don't know. I haven't read through it yet. I'm saving that for a rainy day. But it was some weird shit like that. I don't know if that is exactly true. I'll refrain. But given his, it is strange though. This guy who has been friends with Max Carson, an actual pedophile who goes out and says that he's a pedophile and defends child pornography and talks about being a pedophile and how he's attracted to 12-year-olds and leotards. Max Carson is high school friends with Vito, and Vito, around the same time that he met Max Carson, was also hosting a blog where he talked about Shotacon and Lolicon. And he's been talking about child pornography, I guess, basically for the last 10 years. And that's just this whole thing. More than that, how long ago was his high school? I think he's older than me, right? I would hope so, because he looks worse. So he's been at this for a while. And he kind of brushes over that. Really does get the noggin jogging.